A very good morning to my dear children of class 6 in this beautiful Wednesday morning, and I believe in the name of Jesus that each one of you is doing good and great. So I welcome you all to my first biology class, and this class will be your first botany class as well. So you have a biology textbook with you, but we will have separate classes for botany and zoology. So today's class will be about botany, which means study about plants. So what is botany? Botany is study about plants, and zoology is study about animals. So whenever you have zoology class, you will be studying about animals, and whenever you have botany class, you will be studying about plants. Okay, so your first lesson is about the plants. So today is your botany class. The title of the lesson is Plant Life, the Leaf. What is the title? Plant Life, the Leaf. It does not mean that the whole lesson is about leaves. You also study about leaves in this lesson, but apart from leaves, you are also going to study about other parts of the plant in detail. So let's begin the class. So in your daily life, you see many plants, right? In your garden, or even when you go out, you see many plants. Are all of same size? Are all the plants are of same size? No, right? You see many trees. There are also shrubs. There are also herbs. What does this mean? Every plant is of different size. Even of the same type of plant. Say for example, I have the same plant of 3 sizes in 3 pots, right? What does this mean? All the plants may not be of same size. They may be of different sizes. Are all plants of same shape? See, there are 3 pots with 3 different types of plants, or you can tell, see, the shape of the leaves of these plants are all different. So you can conclude the shape of the plants are also different. So what have we learned? We have learned that the size of the plants varies, as well as the shape of the plant varies, right? Then what is a habitat? Habitat is a place where you live. What is habitat? Habitat is a place where you live. Where do you live? What is your habitat? Your habitat is your home, or the house is your habitat. Similarly, for plants, there are several unique habitats or extreme habitats. Why do I call unique habitats or extreme habitats? Because they can live in a place where commonly the other plants do not live. Say for example, the desert plants. So desert, you know, it is a very dry place and you don't have required water for the plants. If you have a garden, you must be knowing for 10 or 15 days if you don't water the plants, what will happen? Your plant will dry, right? It will die. So in desert, who is there to water the plants? Nobody, right? But you have certain plants called as desert plants where it can grow without water at all. So this is a unique character. And you also find plants on mountains. See here in the neighboring mountain, it is covered with snow, right? In a snow, will a plant grow? Not all plants, but there are plants which can grow even near the snow or on high mountains. So this is also a specialty. First, what did we see? There are habitats for plants. What is habitat? A place where a plant lives, right? So there are habitats like desert and mountains, which is unique or special when compared to the other plants. And see, there are some plants which live in water alone. These are called water plants. So can you live inside water for 2 or 3 days? No, right? All needs water. All plants need water. But you cannot put the whole plant inside and make them live forever. All the plants do not have this special character. Only certain plants called aquatic plants. Aquatic means those which can live in water. Only aquatic plants can live inside water, and this is also a unique habitat. So we have seen 3 unique habitats where plants can live, where they can live in the desert, they can live in the mountain, and also they can live in the water. These are all in the introduction part. Okay, so now we will go into the lesson. So your lesson starts like this: the parts of a plant and its functions. Parts of the plant, right from your KG or your class 1, you must have been studying about the different parts of the label, the parts of the plant. Like that you will be labeling the parts all, no, what all, leaf, stem, everything you will label. So now in your grade 6 or class 6, you are going to learn the function of each part, that is how each part helps the plant to grow, or what is the role of each plant in each part of a plant. That you will be studying in detail in your first lesson. So we will start with the shoot system. See, you have roots and the shoots. What all can be called as shoot is whatever portion is above the ground level. So below the ground, what all you have, it is called as root system, and above the ground, what all you have, that is called shoot system. Shoot system is the region that is all above the ground level. What all you see above ground level, that is called shoot system. Also it is called aerial. Aerial means above the ground level. So if it is below the ground, it is called underground. What is it called? Underground. Whatever is below the ground is underground, and whatever is above the ground is called as aerial. So the portion below the ground which has roots is called root system, where you can find roots only below the ground, right? So the portion below the ground is called root system, and the portion above the ground or the aerial portion is called as shoot system. Clear? So whatever is above is shoot and whatever is below the ground is root system. So clear with this? So now we learn what are all the parts in a shoot system. There are several parts, right? What all you can see? Leaves, fruits, stem, all you can see, no? What is the function of each part? We will learn now. So the first is about leaves. So what is the function of a leaf? Leaves are green in color, no? Leaves are green in color because they have a pigment called as chlorophyll. You must have studied in your lower classes, I guess. But anyway, recall again why the leaf is green in color, because it has a green pigment called as chlorophyll. Okay, so this is the first function. What is the second function? It produces food. Plant produces, that is the leaf produces food. How it produces food? Because it is the place where photosynthesis happens. Have you studied about photosynthesis? What is photosynthesis? With the help of water and light, the leaves can prepare their own food. We do not produce food for them, no. We make food and eat, or we depend on other organisms for food, but plants have the ability to produce their own food. Where it is actually produced in the whole plant? It is produced in the leaves. So what is the function of leaf? There are two properties given. Number one is leaf is the place where the whole plant can produce the food. It is only in the leaf that food is produced. It is not produced in root or stem. Only in the leaves photosynthesis happen, that is food is produced. And the second one is leaf is green because of the green pigment called as chlorophyll. Clear? So next we learn about the second part, the fruit. So what does fruit does? Fruit stores the food. So here what we learnt, leaf produces the food. It produces the food, but it stores in some other place. So what is the plant doing? Leaf doing? Leaf will produce the food for the plant and it will store in some other place. So which is that storage place? It is the fruit. Okay, so fruit is the place where the food is stored. Leaf is the place where food is produced. So the next function of fruit is it protects the seed. So inside the fruits you can see seeds. No, here tomato fruit is given. So here seeds are present inside the tomato, right? So it is protected by the fruit. It is safe because it is covered by the fruit. So first function of fruit is it stores the food. The second function is it protects the seeds. Third function is it helps in dispersal. Dispersal means, suppose if there is a plant in one place, okay, so if a fruit falls down, it will help in the germination of a new plant. Suppose if you place a tomato, bury a tomato inside the soil, what will happen? After a few days, many plants can grow. It is called as dispersal. From one place, it is being dispersed to other place, okay, where it can grow into a new plant. So it helps in dispersal. So what have we studied? We have studied about two parts. One is the leaves. The leaves are the place where food is produced, and also it has a green pigment called as chlorophyll. Second, we have studied about the fruit. What are the functions of the fruit? The fruit preserves or stores the food produced by the leaves, and also it helps in the dispersal of the plant. That is, it can the same type of plant can be produced in another place when the fruit is fallen on that place. And the third function is it protects the seeds. Whenever there is a seed, it is safely kept inside the fruit. So that's all about the functions of fruit. The third function is the flower. The flower, if you see, it is the most brightly colored. Of course, it is dull because of the white background. In this picture it is dull, but in real, if you see, the whole plant will look dull, but the flower alone will be brightly colored, right? So it is brightly colored and it is scented. What is the scent? Scent is sweet smell. So the flower of the plant, any plant, will give a pleasant smell. So it is brightly colored, it is scented, and this information is new to you. Flower is the reproductive organ. What is reproductive organ? In plants, if there has to be a fruit, first you need a flower, because the fruits are the products of reproduction. So for human, all the product of reproduction will be a child, right? Similarly, in the plants, the product of reproduction will be the fruit. That will be the end product of reproduction. The plant will produce fruits, okay. For that, which is helping, which is the reproductive organ used for the formation of fruits? The flowers. The flower is the female reproductive organ which will result in the formation of fruits. Clear? So the next part is the stem. The stem has two functions. One is it will conduct water. What is conduction of water? Which means it will take the water, or it will pass the water from one part to the other. So what did I tell you? The stem carries the water from one part to the other. From which part to which part? From the roots to the leaves. Remember this, from where to where the stem carries the water? From the roots. Why from the roots? Because only in the soil water is available, right? So from the roots the stem will take water and give it to the leaves. Clear? So the first function is the stem conducts water from the roots and give it to the leaves. The second function of stem is it will give the food. So first we learnt about water, right? The second function is it will give the food, it will take the food from the leaves to other parts of the plant. So here I told, no, the food is produced in the leaves, but it is stored in the fruit. So how it will travel from the leaf to the fruit? Something has to take, right? So stem is the one which carries the food from the leaves to other parts of the plant. It can be either fruit, or sometimes even food is stored in the stem. You have tubers all, no, tapioca all. You can see in the root portion, that is all stored food. It is bulky, right? So it is all stored food. It is carried to the root in that case. So to any portion, it is the stem that takes from the leaves to the other parts of the plant. So two functions we have studied about stem. First one is it carries water from the root to the leaves. The second function is it carries food from the leaves to all parts of the plant. Clear? Then the function of stem is it holds the plant in upright position. What does it mean? It makes the plant to stand straight. If there is no stem, it will fall down, right? It is the one which the stem is the one, because of the stem only the plant is standing straight. So that is also the function of stem. Okay, so then we will see the function of roots. So what are the function of roots? It absorbs water and minerals. See, already I told you while explaining about the stem, it carries water from the root, right? So there is water in the soil, and root is the one which will take the water from the soil and give it to the stem. So which one takes the water from the soil? The root takes the water from the soil. And see, there is one more word called minerals. So the roots will also take the minerals. What are minerals? There are many minerals in the soil, like calcium or potassium. Like that you will have many minerals. Minerals are all in the solid form. It is not a liquid, it is in the form of solid. So what will happen is, these solid, just like you mix salt or water, salt and water, or sugar and water, it will all get dissolved, right? Similarly, these minerals also will get mixed up or dissolved in the water, and that mineral water the roots can take up. That's why it is called, they absorb water and minerals. And also the second function is they fix the plant to the soil. So imagine there is stem but there is no root. So how it will attach to the ground? The root has to, the plant has to be connected to the ground, right? It has to be fixed to the ground. Only then it can live, or it can stand erect. So that is fixed. It is the root portion which is attached to the underground soil, right? So root is the one that will fix the plant to the soil. If there is no root, there is nothing to fix the plant to the soil, right? So the function is, the root fixes the plant to the soil. And the last part is about the bud. Actually, what is bud? So before a flower you have buds in your garden. If you have flowers, you can see before a flower is opening, it will be in the bud stage. In that stage, have you seen a green leaf like portion covering the bud? That is a special character of bud. You have a green leaf like cover in a bud. And also a bud can be called as young flower. Why it is called young flower? Because the next stage it is going to become a flower. So a bud is called as young flower. And one special property of bud is covered by a green leaf portion. So this is all about the parts of a plant and also its functions. So next we will study about some characteristics of roots or root system. Okay, so roots have three special characters. We will study what it is. So there are three new terms for you. Before that I will tell you. Trophic, the bird, you can see trophic, right? This word trophic means attracted. What is trophic? Attracted to something. So here positively geotrophic. Geo means gravity. What is geo? Gravity. In physics you must have studied, no? Or else I think you know, because of gravity only we are all standing in the ground, right? In the moon if you go, you will be floating because the gravity is very less. Because of gravity only, gravity pulls us towards the ground and makes us stand straight. So similarly, the roots or root systems are positively geotrophic. So wherever there is gravity, it is attracted towards the gravity. That's why it is moving towards the ground. Where is the gravity? In the ground, right? So they are attracted positively, which means they are towards the place of gravity. So it is called as positively geotrophic. Geo means gravity, trophic means attraction. So roots are attracted towards the gravity. So they are called positively geotrophic. The second character of roots is they are positively hydrotrophic. Trophic means, what did I tell you? Attraction, and hydro means water. So in this case they are attracted to water. So wherever there is water in the ground, the roots will find their way and try to reach that place. Say for example, you have a plant in one place, but the water is somewhere away from the plant. So the roots will start growing in the direction where there is water. Why? Because it is positively, or it is attracted towards the water. So it is called positively hydrotrophic. There is one more character called as negatively phototrophic. What is trophic? Trophic is attraction and photo is light, right? See here it is negatively phototrophic, that is it will go away, or it will grow in a direction which is away from light. So where does the root grow? Root does not grow towards light, no, it does not come above the ground, it is going away from the light. That's why it is called as negatively phototrophic, which means they run away from the light, which means in the direction which is opposite where the light exists. Okay, so these are all some of the characteristics of root systems. So next we learn about the functions of roots. There are 4 functions given in your textbook. We learn about them. We have already learnt in the parts of the plant, no, 2 functions we have learned. We will revise both of them, and again 2 more characteristics is given. We learn in detail. What are the functions of the roots? What all the roots will do? The first function is it absorbs water, it absorbs minerals. So if you pour water on the ground, it will absorb the water. So its first function is to absorb the water. The second function is to absorb the minerals. I told you already, minerals are all solid in nature. They are in the form of a solid which the plant cannot take in. Plant can take only liquids, right? So if it is solid, what will happen? These minerals will dissolve in the water first, and then the roots can take in the water along with the minerals. Can you understand? If minerals are dissolved in water, the roots can take them. So they absorb water as well as they absorb the minerals. From where do they absorb? From the soil. Where are water and minerals found? Are minerals found in air? No, right? It is found in the ground. So from the soil, and they transport upwards. So after taking, where it is transporting? Upwards. Upwards means towards the stem, leaves and other parts of the plant. So it is transported upwards to all the parts. So what is the function of the first function of the root? They absorb the water, they absorb the minerals, and after absorbing, they transport upwards. They send them upwards, where? To all the parts of the plant. Okay, so this is first function. The second function is the root has helps in absorption. See, in the roots you have small hair like structures. Have you seen? Next time if you find a plant, just pull out the plant from the ground and check for these root hairs. You have small tiny hair like particles in the root. They are called as root hairs. We always tell that root absorbs water, no? Actually the root hairs, this hair like structure, no, those hairs are the ones which will actually absorb the water. So the root hairs helps in absorption. They are the ones responsible for absorbing the water. This you have to keep in mind. So the next function is it anchors firmly to the soil. This also we have learnt already. The roots are the region which will fix the plant along with the soil, otherwise it will be down, right? It will not stand straight or fixed to something. So the roots are the ones which will fix the plant to the ground or to the soil. So the last function is roots also serve as organs of food storage. Organs of food storage. I told you, no, say for example carrots or beetroots, these are all actually roots, modified roots. Okay, so whatever is found underground is the root region, right? So carrots, beetroots or tapioca, all these, no, they are stored food. The food is stored in the roots. Okay, so in these case, organs of food storage, roots can also store the food. So these are all the 4 functions given in your textbook. What all we have learned? Number 1 is they can absorb water, they can absorb minerals, and they then send to all the parts of the plant. This is number 1. Number 2 is it is the root hairs in the root that is actually absorbing the water. Okay, the third one is it fixes the plant firmly or strongly to the soil. It helps in fixation of the plant. Okay, and the last one is they are organs of storage. Not all the roots store food. There are certain tuber varieties where the roots can serve as a storage place. So this is all about the 4 functions given in your text. So now the last part of this lesson of today's class will be about the 2 types of root system. Root system are of 2 types. What are they? The first one is called tap root system and the second one is called fibrous root system. What are the 2 types of root system? Tap root system and fibrous root system. Why they have categorized into 2 types? Because both of them have different characteristics. What difference? We'll learn now. Okay. So what are the 2 types of root systems? Tap root system and fibrous root system. So what are the functions of tap root system? It will look like this. You must have seen if you pull out a plant, you can see usually such a structure. What all can you see here? There is a thick part in the center, right? That is called as primary roots. The thick central means the one in the center. It is single. There is only one thick structure, no? That is called as primary root. See, you have many side roots, but only one single thick central root, that is called as primary roots. Clear? That is called as primary root. And then from the primary root you can see branches, right? There are branches, they are called as secondary roots. So where you can find, this is a type of root called as tap root. In a tap root you have primary root and you have secondary roots, and also you have tertiary roots. From the secondary roots again there are branches. If there are branches, they are called as tertiary roots. Tertiary roots. So in a tap root you have 3 types of roots. One central, see in secondary and tertiary you have many roots, see many secondary roots and many tertiary roots, but only one primary root, one thick central primary root, and from the primary root there are branches. Those branches are called as secondary roots, and from the secondary roots again there are subdivisions and they are called as tertiary roots. If you find such a root setup, then it is called as tap root system. Then this is fibrous root system. What you can see here, you can see this is the plant and down you have a bunch of roots. See here, you can see the difference, no? A cluster of roots is found in fibrous root system, and if you see there is no central root or branches from that, right from the base all the roots will arise. Where the roots arise, a cluster of roots from the base is found in fibrous root system. So what is found? A cluster, which means a bunch of roots all arising from the base of the plant, and if a special property is all the roots are of same length. Here if you see, the primary root is very long, secondary roots are shorter, tertiary roots are very small in size, right? But here if you see, all the roots are of almost of same length. So what do you know about fibrous roots? Number one, they are cluster, a bunch of roots arising from the base of the plant, which means the bottom portion of the plant. And the second property is all of them are of equal size in shape, measurement. So these two properties you should remember about fibrous root system. And then usually taproot system is found in dicots, in dicotyledonous plants, and fibrous roots are found in monocotyledonous plants, which means they have only one cotyledon. There are a group of plants which all have only one cotyledon. They are called as monocots. The plants which have two cotyledons are called dicots. So all the dicot plants will have this type of root, and all the monocot plants will have this type of roots. This also you have to keep in mind. Then the examples, some examples of plants which have taproot system are sunflower, mustard and mango. What does this mean? All these plants, sunflower plants, mustard plants and mango tree, if you see, the root will be in this structure. They will be having the primary, secondary and tertiary roots. Whereas in the plants like maize, onion and grasses, in these plants if you pull out the plant and see, you will have like a cluster or bunch of roots. This setup you can see in these three plants. Which plants? In grass, maize or onion. So this is all about the two types of root system in plants. So now your homework. So in every class I will give you either an activity or a homework, and what you have to do is you have to complete the homework and take a picture of that and send it to me in this number. Okay. So today's homework is page 11. In page 11 in your biology textbook, questions 1 to 5. These 5 questions you have to write the answers. So page number 11, questions 1 to 5. So all these 5, write the answers, take a picture and send it to me. Okay. So the person who sends me the first right answer, so that person's name I will announce in my next botany class for you. Clear? So those who send me the first right answer, that name I will announce in my next botany class. So that's all for the class today, and until I meet you in your next class, you all take care and bye bye.